Okay, I know. 10% of your brain only being used, that is a myth. Yes, get clickbaited. Now, what I mean here is not necessarily unlocking the other 90% of your brain, but rather, are there more complex subjects and more complex things that we cannot even imagine because of the limitations of our language? So let me start off with kind of a reference to a book, just to make myself seem more intelligent. So there's this book called 1984. I'm assuming a lot of you have read it before. Some of you idiots like me have only looked at summaries of it, but a big part of 1984 and how... So, okay, if you don't know, 1984 is essentially, there's this big boy government, okay? No, will not get sniped by foreign agents. So, there's this group of people that they're just kind of known as Big Brother. And what happens is they restrict language so that words such as democracy cannot even be fathomed. Now, I'm not making a political argument here, okay? What I'm making here is more of a philosophical argument. If a word such as democracy is in this outer ring, and language can only unlock this much, then does that mean that this democracy can never exist? Now, I'm not going to talk about political systems here, right? Is there a political system that's being blocked out, government stuff? No. I'm not talking about that. Are there more complex systems of thinking that are blocked by our language? Even the way we are thinking now, when we ask the question, why? Why? Maybe there is a piece to the puzzle in our thinking of why that simply cannot be unlocked by our language. Because think about ideas. How do you think of ideas? You think of it in your head by talking to yourself. If you have a business idea, you say, okay, we could use the markets of these human beings in order to promote this particular product. But what if the word product did not exist? You'd have to replace it with something else. You have to replace it with, okay, this object. But what if the word object didn't exist? Would you really be able to conceive such an idea? I know. When we're thinking about something so basic, you're like, oh, you can just keep replacing it and on and on. But if you get to more complex stuff, or even something that may seem entirely simple, could that thing be missing completely from our minds simply because our language is restricting? And subsequently, does that mean, considering there are hundreds and I believe even thousands of languages in the world, does each language contain different ideas? And does a person who has, let's say, all the languages in the world, is he able to unlock, so to say, a part of the human brain that is completely locked off to other people? Now, I myself am unsure of this. I don't know. I only know 3 languages. So, I want you to comment below and tell me if you think that language is ultimately the thing that's blocking off, this is not 90%, the 90% of our brain.